How you doing, fellas?
A lot of people, you know, would say, well, maybe that fella's crazy or something, you know. But it's nice. You really got to have them to appreciate them. Eh? If I didn't have them to get up to go in the morning, well, I really wouldn't have much to do, eh?
How important are these horses to you?
Well, I'd say they're my life. You know, if I didn't have them, I don't know what I'd do.
We use them to produce the feed or the food to feed us and our animals, us and the horses and the cattle and the sheep and so on. And of course, the kind of people we are, we heat our house with wood, and the horses haul the wood. And when we go on vacation, we hook them on the covered wagon, and we go with the wagon train. So I guess the horses, they're just everything to us. That's all, just everything.
It's summer. The planting is finished. Oh, there's still hay to cut and other work to do. But today the sun is shining. It's time to take a break and relax. Horse owners enjoy getting together in the summer. They go to auctions and field days and fairs. And like everyone, they love a parade.
We're going to bring it as close as we can. Hold. Well, I'm just checking to see if this shoe's even close to the size of his foot before I get trimming, and I could go out and I could widen it or narrow it, whatever I have to do before I get right into the dirty stuff here. We're just putting his first shoe on. Oh. As long as I don't, as long as I don't put it in the wrong place, it's not going to hurt him. It's going to come. The nails have got an angle on the tip of them that causes them, when you put them in right and hit them right, to come out through the side of his foot. Or we then wring them off and clinch them down over to hold the shoe on. And one thing for sure is, if I put the nail in the wrong place, I'll be the first one to know. Oh my. Oh. This is part of it. You either learn how to do it or hire somebody that does. It's just like keeping the tires rotated on your car. Some of us do it, some of us don't. Oh, Mike. Come on, Mike. We don't have to cheat and do it the other way. Oh. I'm going to rasp his toe down, dress it off. Oh. Oh boy. Pretty good for his first time.
Too bad. There's one thing, look at, there's two more to go.
Okay. That's how our generations before us all did it, and I don't think we should forget how they did it. And if a guy gets behind one of these for a couple of days and goes home with a sore aching back each night, he'll learn what our forefathers suffered to get us where we are today. Well, like I said, some people get their snowmobiles and their motorcycles, and we've got our horses and
Old cars and stuff.
Sure. They get antique cars, we get antique horses.
Right.
Antique machinery.
Why are they so important?
Can't afford to farm modern ways. Gotta get this old stuff for nothing.
That says a lot of it.
How practical are they though these days?
On a small scale, very practical. On a large scale, I don't know how you'd ever do it.
Couldn't.
What's the busiest time with the horses? Is there?
Oh, I think the winter time.
For us, it'd be wintertime in the woods.
Kevin, I suppose.
For me, it's summertime.
Hay time.
I use my team for haying all summer. I do put in there all my hay in a team of horses. They get their biggest load right in the dead of the heat. That's my busiest time with my horses. My grandfather had horses. I've got pictures of myself, even when I was 2 years old, with my grandfather. And I think when you guys ask why it's important to us to keep people using horses, and I think just as important is to actually keep our kids, let our kids learn how to use them and respect it as well, so they go on and do what we're doing, I guess.
Hopefully pass it on.
Sure. This little guy right here. There's 3 generations of them.
Yeah.
Well, the fellow come to till the piece of ground for us, and the horses had plowed, and it was wet at the lower end of it, and he backed up too far and got stuck. And it was quite steep, and I knew that our old tractor wouldn't haul him out, so I said, I think I got something in the barn that might do it. So we came up and got the horses and went back down and hooked the chain from the forecart to the bucket, but he had the damn bucket too high, and when I went ahead to the horses, the cart was about 6 feet off the ground and dangling up there in the air, so kind of got things under control and got them stopped, and he lowered the bucket down. I asked him again, away we went. Tractor, tiller, horses, everything. The mud flew past my ears in his face.
Oh, to give him the right.
And after that, we got up, parked them up on the high ground, got unhooked. And every time he'd rev the tractor up, old Jim would come right to attention, ready to take hold again.
So Bill, just what is this thing and what's happening here?
Well, it's a binder, and they use it for cutting grain when you thrash it with a thrashing machine. Nowadays they use a combine which does both at once. Before they had the binder, they used to have a thing called a reaper. It was the same idea. Cut it, put it up in little bunches, and it with no string on it, didn't tie it. Before that, it would have been the scythe, and before that, the sickle, and where it started, I don't know.
So what are you cutting here?
Oats. Cuts it and makes those little bundles, and they fall out, and then I go along and stand them up so that the grain is up out of the wet. The things that come out of the binder is called a sheave, and the bunch is put together is called a stook.